Hi everybody, it's Sharon from Blessed to Craft Designs. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you joined me today. It is still, well, we're in the beginning of fall season now. So if you haven't gotten your fall decor ready, your wreaths and everything like that, don't worry, it's not too late. It's the 1st of September, so you still have several months to go before we kick into the Christmas season. So I have something on my door now, but I want to, of course, go along with the fall theme that's going on right now, you know, the season. So I decided I want to do something a little different. So I'm going to show you how to make this cute little pumpkin using one of the frames from Dollar Tree. So stick with me and I'm going to show you how to put this together for your door. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Let me show you what I'm working with. Again, I have a frame from the Dollar Tree. And I do believe now they even have pumpkin frames. I haven't been back to Dollar Tree to get one of those, but you can get one of those instead. You'll need burlap, preferably, not burlap, but any kind of 21-inch deco mesh. And this one is the burlap, and it's got a little bit of the cream in there. And I wanted this color, but you can get orange, you can get brown, whatever color you want to make your pumpkin. It does not have to be the standard orange. You can actually even get white, so it's completely up to you. I do have some flowers that I'll probably decorate with to go at the top, as well as let me show you some ribbon. I wanted to do kind of a cream and blue pumpkin, so I got all of this at Michael's, you know, so it all coordinates together. Really pretty colors. You'll need your scissors, of course, a hot glue gun, your wire cutters, and some chenille stems, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get started with this. Now, I don't worry about putting the little top piece on the pumpkin, but if you want to do that, if you have just a toilet paper ring that, you know, it's been used, just cut this. I don't think I'm going to do this for mine, but you can if you want it to make it look a little bit more realistic. Just cut it down on the sides, and then you can kind of slit this over that and hot glue that down. And then by the time you put everything up at the top of there, you know, it'll still look like the stem part to the pumpkin. So if you want to do that, you can. I don't think I will. I don't have any brown paint or anything, so I'm not going to do that. All right, and this is very soft. I like this. And I'm going to use the chenille stems that I have here. I don't have any brown or anything like that, so I'm using what I have. And with this design, you have to start at the end, okay, or on the side. We don't start in the middle. So you're just going to gather this up just like you would for a regular wreath. And I try to have one of the bars right here in the middle. That's kind of a good, you know, to leave that in the center. And then we're going to go back behind and make sure I have all of this. I don't want any of this to slip out. If you don't have any chenille stems, you can also use zip ties. So I'm going to make this my center. So I'm going to come to the inside here. To this middle bar. And I'm going to secure this down here. Let me push this to the back. Okay, remember I'm working at the back of the frame, okay? This is not the front, but it's the back of the frame. And I'm going to give this some really good twists. If you want to hot glue that down, you can, to make sure it does not move. We're going to put some other stuff on here anyway, so don't worry too much about that. And don't worry too much about how it looks right now, because what you're going to have to do is bring this around to the front. And we've got to cover up the sides. Okay. And everything that I do with this, I'm going to secure it to the back of the frame. I'm actually going to cut this. And use this and secure it to the back of the frame. And I'm kind of using that bar right there because if you attach it to here, then that might slide a little bit. Okay. So once you do that, you're going to flip it back again. Flip it back again and bring it back one more time. Partly, and the reason why I like to use the 21 inches because you can spread it out so much, or you can bring it in if you want it a little bit tighter. But I want to try to cover up this end a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down and just bring it to you. Okay, and see how it covers that up just a little bit more, and you can't see the frame very much. You can see it in a few spaces, and that's okay. If you want to you know, go over that again, because you do have a 21 inch mesh, and you will have enough if you want to go over that again. So I'm gonna cut this chenille stem in half, and I'm gonna come back here to the back again. I don't place my chenille stems down ahead of time with this because I'm not really sure, you know, exactly how I'm gonna have these laying down. So I always just put my chenille stems on there as I'm doing it. But if you want to go ahead and have yours put on here, you very well can do that. Okay, so there's that part, and it's laying down really nice. You're gonna bring this back around. I'm not worried about these because I'm gonna cut those later on. Flip it back. And remember, just to pull it, it's gonna try to start kind of gathering up a little bit. That's okay. Just take your time and pull it across. And you can have it as tight or as loose as you want it. If you want it to be like that, sticking out a little bit, that's fine. I'm gonna pull mine a little bit tighter. Okay. And once again, come around to the back. Get that chenille stem ready. Place this down. Give it a couple of good twists. We'll cut that off later. Okay, and then again, you've got to flip it and bring it back around again. So you kind of get the idea. Now, again, you might have to do this a couple of times in one spot if you see where it's kind of thin, because sometimes when you do one layer, it does look kind of thin. But to prevent that, you can move these closer together. Okay, let's grab another chenille stem. Cut this in half. We're gonna put that one on this bar. Pull this through. And I hope you all can see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna put a little hot glue because that chenille stem is wanting to move a little bit, and I don't want it to do that. So again, I'm pulling it really tight and giving it some good twists. Okay, and then you just take it, flip it back, and this is probably one of the easiest wreaths to do. It looks a little difficult, but trust me, it really isn't. It's just going back and forth, putting your ties down and your deco mesh. So it's really not that hard. Okay, just take a few moments. I got this on the wrong side. Let me flip it over there so you can see. Okay, twist this down, pull it really tight, give it a couple of good twists, and now we have to flip this back over and come this way. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing this. I'll, just kind of speed up the video a little bit so you can see how I'm doing it. And then I'll come back, start talking again in just a moment. Okay, so now I'm going to finish up the end, and it's a little bit see-through here, so I might spread this out just a little bit more. Go ahead and open this out and get it to flip back right. And I'm just gonna go ahead and curl this part over the side. Okay, and then that takes up so you can't quite see through it as much. And I'm going to secure it to this bar right here, going across. I think that's the best place for me to do that. You know, all of this loose right here, I'm just going to pull it tight a little bit. All right, so let me put a little bit of hot glue right there. Okay, and if I need to, I can always put some. Let's go ahead and make a really nice bow. And I do want some of my, I do want tails. So probably something along that line right there. So I always kind of test it first to see how long I want it, how big I want the bow. Okay, and I got to grab another pair of scissors because those are not working. All right, so I'm gonna cut 3 of each one, okay, and then I will be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. And we're gonna go ahead and get started putting down this bow. I haven't done my dovetails yet. I haven't chevroned my ends. But if you take it, fold your ribbon in half, and then fold it, and then you cut towards the diagonal like that. That's how you do that, and I will do that for all of them. But as of right now, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing my bow, and I'm just putting them all together. Okay, so let me show you how it will go up there like that, and we'll fan it out a little bit, okay? So don't worry about that part. Get all of your pieces together. Okay, and I don't think this has a right or a wrong side. Okay, so we have that, and let me see, I do have one brown. I'm going to use this dark brown Chanel stem for this, and just pull this really tight. Okay, so once you have that down, then you start pulling out your tails to each side. Okay, because when we put it down, we're gonna put it down just like that. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I've gone ahead and I've cut off the florals, the stems, and I've kind of put them together in a way that I think, and they're bent a little bit because I do want them to bend, but I just cut them off. I'm not gonna put any type of foam block or anything like that, but you can very well do that. Again, you know, I tell you all, this is my downfall right here, are these flowers. I think they're very pretty. I like, you know, trying to work with them, but they're just not my strong point. But I did want to put some flowers on here, and you can kind of see how that looks. I think that's really pretty. Once you can kind of get them situated how you want them, and I do want the longer pieces to kind of, you know, hang down this way a little bit. So it takes a little bit of work, and I can always do that in just a minute. But what I did, I just cut them off and then I put them together here. So I'm going to, I probably should have used my floral wire and some of my floral tape right here, but I just didn't grab it. So I should have done that. But that's gonna be the top. So that's gonna situate about right in there, okay? And then I have this little piece right here, and I don't even know how I'm gonna cut that off. I don't think I will. I'm going to kind of figure out a way to put that right there, okay? So I might can actually attach this to that. So let me see, I'm sorry if I'm not in focus, y'all. So let me see if I can actually just kind of hot glue that. Put a little bit of hot glue right there. And secure that together. It would have helped if I would have left my chenille stem just a tad bit longer, but I didn't. Okay, and then I can probably secure that right there. So see, when I tell y'all, when I make my wreath, sometimes it's just kind of figuring out how I want this, how you want it to look in. Like, is it gonna work? Sometimes I have a vision for something and my vision for it does not work the way that I planned. So, let's see if I can definitely get this in the middle. Because I think once I secure it on there, that'll be okay. And I'm not worried about this stem right here showing, because that is actually going to be covered up by the bow that I made. So I'm gonna try to put this chenille stem through my mesh right here. Okay, so I push that all the way through, bring it around to the back, and I'm gonna attach that right there. It kind of hangs a little bit. Let's put some hot glue in there. I'm gonna turn this down some. This hot glue gun, it's so hot it actually starts to melt things after a while. Okay, so far that's secure, and I know you're thinking that is not gonna work, Sharon, but here we have our bow. And once you fluff this out a little bit more, let's find our other chenille stem here. it will work. Okay, and then that is going to fit right on top of there, and that is super cute. So let's go through here. I'm trying to work this Chanel stem through the deco mesh. I'll turn this over. Okay, and I'm going to give that a couple of really good twists. And now we have this. I think I'm going to have to take that stem and I'm going to have to hide that, but okay, so I have this stem right here that's sticking out a little bit out front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I brought it back through the mesh, and I'm going to attach it to this bar. Okay, and that covers that up quite nicely. And then we can fluff everything out. I will do my chevron, my tails in just a moment, and fluff all of this out. And I'm gonna put it up on the door. That way you can see it, because I know sometimes, well, I've said sometimes when I make the wreath flat like this, you're thinking, oh my gosh, that's not gonna look right. But when you put it up, when you hang it up, and you might even want to do that in the middle of while you're making your wreath. If it doesn't start to look right to you, just take a moment. You should have hopefully have a hook inside the house somewhere, you know, on one of your doors. Hang it up on there. Take a, step back, take a look at it and see what adjustments you need to make. That is a really good, that's probably one of the best things of advice that I could probably give you when you're making a wreath. Whether you're new at it or you've been doing it for a while, you always need to kind of step back and take a look at it. So I'm gonna hang it up for you and let you see how it looks, okay? Okay, everybody, here is the final wreath. I told you once you put it up, you kind of spread it out a little bit, and I had to finish kind of doing the tails, chevroning the tails a little bit, and just kind of working the flowers out just a little bit more. I kind of turned them, the stems, I kind of turned it down so it would kind of have, this round shape to it, and then putting that bow right in the middle. You can't even see, remember that little stem that was sticking down because I didn't want to cut that off. And it turned out really nice. I like it. I definitely want to do another one of these, maybe in an orange color, maybe like the orange and the black. But I love this. I'm going to put this out on my door. And I'm really excited about it. I hope you all like it. If you've made these, please leave some information, your tips and just some of the tricks that you did, especially up here. Did you use a foam block and then stick everything in there? Or what technique did you use to kind of embellish your pumpkin? I'd love for you to share. Please make sure you join us on the Facebook page, Wreath Designers Network. Okay, I'll put it down below. I am on Instagram now. I am so happy, y'all. I was a little nervous about getting Instagram, but I needed to add that social media on to what I'm already doing. So I thank God for that, for the growth and everything. So I'm just so happy and I'm pleased with that. So I'll link down my Instagram page down below. I'll also put down my Pinterest page so you can go on there. So I'm now on Facebook, I'm on Pinterest, and I'm on Instagram. So please come and follow me on there. I thank you so much for joining my channel today. Please give this video a thumbs up and hit the notification bell so that you can just get notification when I upload other videos. I have more to come. My favorite season, my all-time favorite season is coming, which is Christmas. So I will have a lot of things that I'm going to work on for Christmas time. So please make sure you do hit that notification bell so you can see what I'm working on. I thank you so much. As always, be blessed.